Poakea, which is a site within the Hono Napali Natural Area Reserve.
The Hono Napali Natural Area Reserve on Kauai is prime breeding and nesting area for the critically endangered Hawaiian petrel and Newell shearwater.
And today we are running some trap lines to control invasive predators around endangered seabird colonies, which are on the slopes below us. And those are the endangered Hawaiian petrel and the threatened Newell shearwater. And we're setting traps to remove mainly cats and rats from around those colonies.
A recent analysis of long-term radar studies on Kauai revealed massive declines in populations of the endangered seabirds. The study showed that between 1993 and 2013, populations of the A'o, Newell shearwater, declined by 94%, and the Ua'u, Hawaiian petrel, by 78%.
There he is. Little Hawaiian petrel chick.
In addition to the threats from introduced predators, Kauai's endangered seabirds are under threat from a whole suite of issues, including power line collisions, light attraction, and invasive plants, as well as threats at sea, which could include overfishing, bycatch, and the effects of climate change.
Steep, muddy areas, when it starts raining, it gets real slick. We have a lot of webbing, so it's kind of like rope along our trails, because it does get so steep that you need handholds and all that. And that both protects us and also protects the environment so that we're not tearing up the ground. We have safe ways of getting down without, creating mudslides or anything like that.
At the beginning of each week, teams of predator control specialists helicopter into a remote field camp here, where they'll spend 3 to 4 days checking their nearly 400 predator traps and setting new ones. The terrain is as difficult as it is stunning.
We have very narrow trails along these ridge lines, it's a lot of effort to get out here and set these traps and to keep these animals from coming up here that aren't supposed to be here.
From a perch overlooking the rugged Napali coast near the Poakea field camp, Kyle Pius details what teams from the DLNR Division of Forestry and Wildlife Natural Area Reserve Program accomplish each day.
We use a variety of traps, and that's really important, is that we have as many trap types out as possible. For rats, we're primarily using Good Nature A24s, which are an automatic rat trap developed out of New Zealand that we've started using widely across many projects on Kauai. They're very effective. For cats, we use a lot of live cage traps. We want to make sure, for example, when you put weight on it, it doesn't wiggle. You want it to be completely solid. You want the entire bottom to be covered so they don't have to walk on the wire mesh. You see back here we've got some stepping sticks in place, so when they come back to get to the food, it kind of forces them to step over and to step on this pan, which is the trigger, which drops the board. We need to have all the tools in our toolbox available and ready, because it's tough working out here, and the animals out here are truly feral wild animals, and the more things you can have out on the ground that are removing them, the better off we are.
Trapping for the shy, savvy cats that inhabit these wilderness areas requires great care and attention to detail. A wobbly trap or a bit of exposed wire on the floor could mean the difference between removing a seabird killer cat or allowing it to continue its destruction.
So we're not doing this blind, we're not doing this seat of the pants. This is really a scientific driven control effort.
The placement and status of all types of traps are carefully recorded, as are the numbers and types of predators caught or killed in them.
And it's supposed to be an auditory deterrent for cats coming into the area.
Recently, they began experimenting with electronic noise makers that emit a variety of loud noises, from the screech of a hawk to a blaring siren. The noisemakers are motion-triggered and aim to scare predators away from areas that cannot otherwise be protected with traps. They represent yet another tool aimed at reducing the number of seabirds lost to predation.
Yep. Andre set this up this week.
The Predator Control Program is also currently exploring ways of using new cellular, radio, and satellite technologies to remotely monitor the trapping effort. Doing so would allow for greater efficiency, wider coverage, and lessen human impacts to the pristine habitats where the seabirds build their colonies. To see what is occurring when staff are not on site, motion-triggered game cameras capture animals moving through an area and show when a rat or cat attacks a nesting bird, its eggs or chicks. This allows for traps to be more effectively set in response to a predator's presence.
It's tough for a black rat to take an adult seabird. a rat that weighs 350 grams is well within its capabilities of taking an adult, and we really don't want to see that.
In addition to the NAR predator control team, the Kauai Endangered Seabird Recovery Project also fielded similar teams. Dr. Andre Rain, the researcher in charge, says the control of invasive predators such as cats, rats, and pigs in this NAR is vital to the long-term persistence of endangered seabird populations in the area. This reserve represents a key refuge for these imperiled birds, and predator control is one of the most important management tools we have in these remote colonies. Everything we do is geared towards improving the chances of both of these species and preventing their extinction.